What's up, you guys? James Strickland here, Mr. 2100, and thanks for joining me on my road to 700 pounds. This is week 1, and I am excited. So basically, if you guys are just now joining me on these recaps, I am going to go over my training workouts, kind of a voiceover. This is going to be specific to my bench days, which is basically just every Monday, and I'm going to go through kind of my working sets and tell you guys what I'm thinking about on my road to 700 pounds. So this week is building the base. I'm starting with set to 10. We've got 440 on the bar. The set for today is, or what it calls for, is 2 sets of 10. Very excited. I've done above 500 on a set of 10 before, so I was actually looking for about 20 today. And these are all paused, so let's see what happens.
I was hoping for like 20
Definitely
of those.
feeling it here. So first set, 10. So feeling good. I was actually hoping to get, who knows, I was just kind of, obviously 10 was the set range that I was going for. I was wanting 15, 20. I don't know, what I was thinking. Definitely ran out of energy to do any more. So I've got a second set here, same weight, 440. And I knew at this point I'm just going to go for 10. Strategy at this point is to take less time at the top, pause obviously at the bottom. So the strategy behind doing sets of 10 right now is to build a base. It's to basically build up some hypertrophy, which is just building some new muscle mass so that I can build off of this week to week and get heavier as we go, obviously lessening the reps. So that is a failed rep. So that is really like me. I will basically chalk that up to my cardio sucks right now. I can still bench press well over 600 pounds for 1 rep, but that does not mean that I can go in and just rep out 400 or 500 for X number of reps. Now, as you will see, the weeks will get heavier, and I will be able to do those full 10 reps with more and more weight. And then eventually we're going to drop the weight, or we're going to increase the weight and drop the reps. So basically, look at my whole training cycle as a pyramid. At the bottom, I'm building the blocks at the bottom, building a foundation. This is just another angle of that last set, the second set of 9. And I'm not upset about this at all. This is typical. I don't know what to expect. I think we probably could have been a little more conservative with starting the weight a little lower, maybe 430 the first week instead of 440. But that's not detrimental at all. This is not a if I don't get the 10 reps, then it just decreases my chances in order to get 700 later in the season. I do not have a meet planned. Not looking at any specific meet right now. I'm going to train like I did last year after Boss of Bosses until I am ready to do 600 for reps, and then we'll start thinking about a meet. Typically about 8 weeks or so from that point. So moving on, I've got some incline hammer strength. This machine is a little bit weird. It's a little awkward. So I've got 5 plates on here. The set is 5 sets of 5, but the last one is actually whatever I can get out of it. And so I did 5, 5, 5, 5, and then 8 on the last. This is just an awkward setup. It's obviously a very, very small machine. I mean, I'm not a small guy, but it's definitely not made for my body type and to be able to push that much weight. But I'm definitely working off the chest, which is something that I definitely would want to work on. So even if I'm not getting full extension, see how I'm gritting my teeth there. It's awkward. The weight feels great, but working the explosion off the chest is very much key. So this machine does serve a great purpose for me. If I do lightweight with lighter weight, more reps, it's not going to work the same way with me. So like I was saying, kind of going back to the strategy and training, I am going to be going until I basically feel like I am set up for a meet, and the next meet will be 700 pounds on the bar. All right, so moving on, I got some dips here. 2 sets of 15 with 120 pounds. One thing you'll notice in this workout, is that my fatigue sets in very, very quickly. With 120 pounds is really not that heavy for me. I went 14 reps on that first set. It was 12 reps. I rested for a little bit here and did 2 more reps. I was just basically gassed out. Obviously, you know, my arms, my chest are fatigued from the bench and the kind of the superset that I was doing with the hammer strength incline, and my cardio just sucks right now. I'm just going to chalk it up. I feel out of shape for reps, but this is the first week back. Stress is way down. I'm not going to lie. The first couple of weeks will be kind of relaxed, kind of lackadaisy. Not that I'm not taking it serious, but it's not so heavy that I've really got to concentrate 100% on the weight. I can kind of go in there and wing it a little bit. I say that carefully because I don't advise that to anybody that doesn't know what they're doing. But I definitely am using this week to get some family stuff done, to get a little extra work stuff done, just to rest a little bit, honestly, from the last training cycle. We're doing full meets. My hardest training day is bench now. So when you see me, well, you won't really see me doing much of squat and deadlift, but I will be doing them. They're going to be a lot lighter and very much over and done 45 minutes to an hour. I'm out of the gym. My bench day is definitely back to being the priority. Shoulders feel great, elbows feel great, chest, everything feels great. I'm just trying to get through the reps. So this next set was basically just done. I did 8. And then I called it and just said, it's not worth it. So moving on to some neutral grip lat pull downs. This is basically 4 sets. First one is RPE 6, meaning it's basically like a warm up. I did about 100 pounds on that one. Second one is RPE 7, so I did 130 on that one. And I needed a little more weight to get to something that I felt like was a real RPE 7. So I went up to 210, and then the last one is 230. It's 4 sets of 8. And the 230 felt really good. It was definitely heavier, but it wasn't a max out by any means, and I can only really put 250 on this stack. So these will be getting significantly heavier. Probably will end up having to pull a 45-pound plate and a couple of bands to really give me closer to 300 or more on these. Neutral grip is definitely obviously closer grip, and I can build up a lot of energy and a lot of strength with those. So moving on, getting some chest here, a little bit of standing uppercut cable fly. This is 80 pounds, so basically it's 40 on each side. Each cable is about 40 pounds worth of resistance. And this is 4 sets of 15. Feeling lactic acid at this point in the day. All the reps that I've been doing, I'm just burned out. But it's good. It's not a painful thing. It's not it's just I feel out of shape. So I'm basically working up my conditioning at this point. The hardest thing is yet to come. I don't show the whole thing because it took 45 minutes to do, but it is what's called a Juarez Valley 20. And so what it is you basically do 20 push-ups, you walk about 20 yards, and or 10 yards, whatever you got, and then do 1. And then you come back and do 19, and you go back and you do 2. And you do this until you do 20 on the opposite side. I'm not thinking about the math right now, but I think it's somewhere in the range of 400 or so push-ups. It's at least a few hundred. And I am burned out. By the end of the day, I've got cramping in the chest. I'm hurting in the triceps. But I feel great because I know this is exactly what I did last season, and it got me to darn near a 702 bench. Ended up topping out with the second attempt at 672. Left some in the tank, obviously. But that's it for this week. I appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe, and find me on Instagram. You can follow me there at SwimHack. And I'll see you guys on week 2.